Hey Run Junkies, as science and research advance around the sport of running, so too do our practices evolve. This is certainly the case with nutrition and how our body uses fuel to run. In recent years, the idea of fasted running has made its way into some circles, but what does that mean? How do you do it? And should you? So what exactly is fasted running? What does that mean? It basically means that after dinner, the night before your morning run, you aren't eating anything until the miles are finished. Or if you run later in the day, you've waited several hours after your last meal to do those miles. Basically, in short, you're running on an empty stomach. Okay, full disclosure here, I have been doing this now for a couple of years and it was a recommendation by my nutritionist. I will get up and the only thing I will have is my cup of morning coffee before I head out for my run. Then I come back and have my breakfast. It used to be before I started meeting with my nutritionist that I would have maybe a stroopwafel or a banana or maybe some toast with peanut butter on it. So where does this idea of fasted running come from? Well, there are a couple of schools of thought around this. One is about the idea of weight loss for runners and the other is about performance. There are other ideas around this as well, but let's just address those two today. Sometimes there is a misconception about the weight loss piece of this. A runner who wants to drop some pounds or drop some inches thinks that running on an empty stomach will keep them from burning off the glycogen, which is the stuff that our muscles store when we're ready to run. So without that glycogen in those muscles, our body is forced to burning off the fat. The research is showing that running on an empty stomach may help you burn fat faster. However, this seems to be more effective for folks with less weight to lose, those pesky last 5 to 10 pounds. However, if you're looking to drop several points in body mass index, this may or may not help. It might not make a difference either way. So as far as weight loss for runners is concerned, you can eat before you run or not. It's up to you. Every source that I have pointed to about losing weight as a runner points to HIIT training, high intensity interval training. That is the secret to weight loss, endurance and strength goals, and boosting the metabolism. Stick around, please subscribe if you haven't already, because I will be talking about HIIT training specifically in an upcoming video. So let's go to the performance side of things, where fasted running may or may not make a difference, but it is a training tool. I wouldn't necessarily say you should save it for race day, because on a high performance race day, when you're looking for a solid performance, having that topped off tank is going to help you. Running before breakfast may not allow you to run as fast as you probably could, because you don't have that topped off tank of fuel. That fat oxidation process, it's that conversion of dietary fat into usable energy, is a longer process than taking the glycogen and converting that into usable energy. That's your sugars and carbs. So in the nothing new on race day category, your training should be an extension of what you want to do on race day. Meaning that on race day, if you're planning on having something to eat just to top off the tank, you want to do that regularly in training, but you don't have to do it all the time. But here's what I found out about what fasted running does do for you. So by running in a fasted state, you haven't eaten anything, you're running on an empty stomach, your body is running in a glycogen depleted state. There isn't something instantly burnable as you go out for your run. This is what it feels like when you've been running for a while anyway. So on your longer runs or at the end stages of a race, your body starts to feel that glycogen depletion. So what I am discovering is that that fat oxidation process is what your body is going to use because it's running in that glycogen depleted state. It needs fuel to run. So it is speeding up that process of fat oxidation, using that as fuel. So when you get to your race day and you run into that glycogen depletion, your body is going to readily switch gears faster to get to that fat oxidation process. So do you have to do this all the time? No, not necessarily, but your easy midweek runs are the perfect candidates for this type of training. You might also try doing this a couple times during your training cycle during your long runs, just to see how it feels. Go out for a couple of hours without any fuel of any kind and see how that feels. I just did that. It's hard, but it's not impossible. So the question remains, should you run in a fasted state? Well, that depends on your goals and your nutritional needs. You might try it and see how it feels. Or if you like having a little something before you run, there is nothing in my research to indicate that it really makes or breaks your training. Please check out the links in the description below for much more about fasted running. This was an interesting concept, and it's kind of this amorphous, I have no idea what it's really doing, but I'm doing it anyway. My question for you today is this: do you run fasted, or do you like having a little breakfast before you head out for your run? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. As always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more great stuff. I will be back tomorrow. And check out these videos right here for more about the nutritional side of running. Thanks so much for watching. Until tomorrow, go find your awesome and happy running. I'm hungry.